Hello, hello. We haven't been live for a while. How y'all doing? I hope you're doing well. What is today? Wednesday, hump day. Just like we used to do. Hump day live streams. Ooh, Nick, all the way across the pond from Paris. Hello, Nick, the quick. How's it going? Atheist. Hello, how are you? I feel alive. Kenny Bond, I'm feeling alive too. On a Wednesday. Whew, man, we got greetings from the UK. Love your channel as an oldie. Returning to the hi-fi scene after many years in the wilderness. Ooh, I bet you picked up a lot of skills. Like how to start a fire, how to skin a deer, mule deer, something like that. I bet Atheist from up in Canada knows how to skin a mule deer. All those Canadians do. Take down an elk, pack out a quarter up an elk and pack it out of the wilderness. Greetings from Manhattan, Illinois. What up, Ray? Bravo. Ooh, I love that. Bravo Zulu, Ray. Bravo. Hey, CBO. My goodness. Rolling in today, already 114. I didn't even promo this. Moving to the U.S. tomorrow. Well, welcome to the United States of America. Hey, from Brussels. Hello. I'm not going to... Earth Day Minister? See you at Expona. Yes, sir, Josh. Make sure you grab me. Hey, 10:30. First day. I don't know if you're going to be able to be there on Friday, but at 10:30, I'll be speaking on a panel. A YouTube panel. For sure. Good to see you live. Hey, Simon. Is it cold up your way? It was cold this morning. I think it's not as cold right now. But it's cold enough that I have to wear a jacket. The insulation in my studio, which is really the office, isn't great. Good. LOL. Hey, surviving nature. Again, we have a whole theme going here. Surviving nature, packing an elk out, quartering up an elk and packing it out. But I'm an Arab. I'm in Arab, Alabama. Okay. He said, I am an Arab. Anyway, Kenny Bond. Very good. Alabama. Hope you're well. Christopher, I'm great. Jersey in the house. Do you have your ears on today? I think so. I took a shower, cleaned them out. Pretty good. John, my brother, how are you? My goodness. We got Oakland, Napa, LA. We got the California contingent in the house. Derek F. Bremerton. Oh, Gordon Cooper. Spent many a cold night in the Bremerton Naval Shipyard in dry dock. That's a cold and lonely place about 3 a.m. when you're on duty. Alberta, Canada. Another Canadian. Building overnight sensations. Fantastic. I really want to build... I want to do another speaker kit. I think I'd have a blast doing that. It's been a while, though. I wonder if my wood glue is in a solid chunk in a 1 gallon bucket with a handle. Excuse me. Thank you for your patience. Nashville. All right. We got Tennessee. London. Hello, Alice. Congrats on being one of the first to review the Amateurs. I didn't know I was. I thought that speaker had been out for a while. I get confused because there's the Lumina 2, and then those are like $1,400 a pair, and then the Lumina 2 Amateurs, $1,500 a pair. I love them. Actually, I just legitimately paid for those today. So I had to send in my credit card information. Oh, man. What's up with you, John Newman? I love that profile pic. Look at your inquisitive / whimsical look, Mr. J. Newman. Saw Pat Metheny last night in Atlanta. He was amazing. That's amazing. Israel. What's going on? Des Moines. My brother used to live there. I bet it's cold up there. Back to nature, eating insects. That's right. Oof, Detroit, San Francisco, Birmingham, Romania, Seattle. You already got Detroit. Germany. All right. Man, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to skip forward. We got Salem, San Diego, Lake Villa, Agar, Wisconsin, Dells, Tyler Jackson, Belgium. What's up, Paul? South Oregon coast. Oof, I was in Oregon recently. Well, not recently, probably a while ago. Man, I loved it. Ooh, I loved it. Upstate New York. Kevin, my friend, how are you? Atlanta. Amsterdam. Oh, where else? Do an entire set of this DIY. That would take a long time, that one, brother. For sure. Derby, UK. Hey, Lee. Lee. Awesome. Another Atlanta? The world listens to you. They probably shouldn't. Indiana. Oof. Well, John Mellencamp's from up that way. Saskatchewan. Oh, you're here. Press the like button. Thank you very much. Sylvia. Anache. I'm probably not saying that right. I can almost guarantee it. You're the best. Los Angeles again. Finland. Oh my goodness. This is fun. All right. Greetings from India. What's up? Oh my goodness. Guten Abend. I just coincidentally stumbled in plus overwhelming feeling good guys. Till later. Salute y'all. Salute you, Mr. Schmidt. Whew. Get to the point. All right, Keith. Brisbane, 3:30. Let's do like 10 more of these because Keith wanted me to get to the point. Keith, all right. Ready, Keith? East Hampton, Western Massachusetts. This could be a long stream. You're right. Buckingham Palace. Look at that. North of Dallas. Forrest Robbins. Southern California. Keith, have you had enough yet? Nashville. Ontario, Canada. How do I mispronounce Ontario? Rockville, California. Keith, you good? You still want to go more? Is there a theme today? Yeah. I'm just naming geographic locations. Now, I wanted to see if y'all had seen the last few videos and what your thoughts were on like the style, the pacing, whether you liked it, not liked it. I'm having a ball making them. I feel like I've kind of got my mojo back with some of the jokes and stuff. So I just wanted to see if y'all had watched it. Like my video yesterday on the KEF LS50 Metas was a ton of fun to make. It was absolutely fun to make. But I didn't know how I was going to land. I mean, it's doing well. The video is doing well. But I wanted to get some real-time feedback from the wonderful Cheap Audio Man audience. Love the separation video. I didn't know if that was going to be too slow paced to start off the video, but I had to do it. And then when I found the music, I was just like, I know I'm the wrong person to judge how funny I am, but I made myself laugh with that one. I loved it. Always love your delivery. Thank you, Jane. I watched the LS50 Meta one this morning, and I like the new format more than the old one. There you go. Justified flaw. I think the world would be a better place if more people were listening to you than to some other entitled people. I think everyone should listen to everybody. Listen, I am not the expert when it comes to audio. I've listened to a few things at this point, and I just like to share my experience, strength and hope with everybody. But most importantly, I just want it to be fun. That's it. I just want it to be fun. I can't tell you what's best for you. I can't tell you whether one is better than the other. I can just tell you that the LS50 Meta from KEF is fine. It's good. Christopher, loved it. Keep it up. Thank you for what you do. Well, thank you. The KEF in-car video was awesome. I loved it. Thank you, Ian. Love the jokes. I prefer your office as a setting that. Oh, okay. Well, we're back. We're back here, David. No reason to worry. I just felt like I'm a little stagnant when I'm sitting here. And I don't know, man. I like the flow of being out. But I try to film. And another thing is, like, I've been filming a lot of videos concurrently. And so I kind of take what I can get at this point. Like when you're a new parent and your kids won't sleep, and so you should just sleep when your kid is sleeping. I call that taking what you can get when you can get it. So that's kind of how I shoot, script, edit, everything now, is I take what I can get when I get it. So yeah, it's more difficult to be in the office all of the time. You could keep the KEF as a weekend fling. They're not mine to begin with. I have to send them back. Format is lighthearted and easy to watch. Still informative, though. I like it. Yeah, I felt like I was getting kind of buried in the specs and this. I just want it to be fun, but still convey information. Your humor's in my wheelhouse. Finds my funny bone. Randy Martin. Thank you, Randy. Let's see. New format is okay. We already read that one. And I was wondering. Oh, we missed a super chat. All right, hold on. I gotta go down here. Whew, man, we're getting a lot rolling in. Oh my goodness, we are amongst a celebrity. The Mad Watch Collector. The man himself. He was on a video with me. He's the best. Russell, the Mad Watch Collector. If you're into watches at all, this is like my spirit animal, like my brother from another mother who talks about watches, because he approaches like watches very simple. Check this out. It's a Steinhardt. I know you probably don't like that. Anyway, he approaches like watch collecting and watch reviews, and he's so much more talented than I am, but it's a very lighthearted, fun way, not too serious at all. It's a great channel. Great channel. Russ, thank you so much for being here, my friend. What a treat. Rob Hawk, $13.99 Canadian. Long-lived, cheap audio. And expensive audio, too. Thank you, Rob. You're the best. Long live Rob Hawk. All right. I don't want to swallow. That was one of the like overwhelming comments I got on my earlier videos, because I have like a lav mic right here and I'd take a drink and I didn't know how to edit. So I'd just be like, we need the comedy. I'm going to try to keep it going. Dine Audio, would I ever review them? Sure. Absolutely. So is track pronounced Reek or Tiak? I don't know, man. I always said Tiak growing up. Nobody ever corrected me. But to be fair, I was in a rural community with not a lot of audio files. So I could have been saying it wrong this whole time. But Tiak rhymed with back. So Tiak is back. To me, sounded better in the title. But if it's pronounced Teak, Teak is back, it's not nearly as catchy. Thanks for introducing me to Fozzie, SMSL, etc. You're welcome. Absolutely. Russell, it's like a celebrity. Like I get all excited when I see the Mad Watch Collector. which is awesome because like we all, if you're on YouTube, you watch YouTube and then you have like channels that you watch and then you get like all starstruck. I don't know what to say, Russ. Feeling all jumbled in my words. Stay chill. You're good. Thank you, Brian. Hey, look at this. Lee Gill. He's from the UK. Hey, Russell, I'm subscribed to you too. I think, right, Lee? You're from the UK. Feliciano. I owe you a receiver. Actually, hold on. Let's see. There it is right there. I owe you that one, Feliciano. I have not forgotten about you. I just have a mental breakdown when it comes to packaging things up and sending them. Yeah. All right. Decent. All right. Check them out. You need to, Brian, Mad Watch Collector. LS50 appears too often on secondhand websites. Brilliant point. And I didn't make it in the video, but that was always a great litmus test of just how popular a speaker is. Like if you go to eBay and there's like 20 listings of it, if there's a whole bunch of what you're looking at on the used market, always a good sign that maybe this speaker isn't for everybody, or maybe like go search out like Schmidt audio products, like current Schmidt audio products, or Gishelli Lab stuff, or what is it? Oh, where is it? It's the Aries 2 Denifrips. Go search out that stuff. You don't find it very often. So that is like a great sign of customer satisfaction. Is it on the used market? If it's plentiful on the used market, chances are there's a reason for that. I missed that. What a great point. I totally missed that. We got another super chat. I'm going to read every comment from Russ. My pleasure, man. There are a ton of content creators that get bogged down with specs. Make it fun for yourself. Dude, you got to check out my last video and tell me what you think. I posted it yesterday. I would hope that you would be proud. You got to check it out. It's the most overrated speaker is the title. Todd Evans, $10. Thanks for all the great advice, Randy. Todd, thank you. What is that? A Dutch tilt? Is that what they call that in the movie industry? Oh my goodness. Talk about celebrities in the house. Why are you wearing a Parker? Ron, it's cold in here, man. Like I need to re-insulate this because this is right on the edge of the house. It got cold in here. So I put on a jacket. This is what I use to pack out a quartered up elk. When I'm in the Rockies or the Pacific Northwest, after I've harvested a giant elk. We need to go hunting, man. That would be fun. I hope I don't offend anybody. Ron and I need to go hunting together. SMSL SU1, $68 on Amazon. What a bargain. I was looking at, I just shot the opening. I called it the cold open for tomorrow's video. And I hope you like it. There's a tie-in there. Emotiva versus Marantz NR1200 is a preamp. What do you? I've never heard the Marantz, but I mean it's Marantz. Chances are it's awesome. Both are $399. I don't know the NR1200, but I mean I would say you can't go wrong either way. But yeah, I think you're probably going to get slightly better components with the Emotiva because the Marantz, they're selling through dealers. And I know Emotiva is very fair with their pricing. So all things created equally, I think the Emotiva is probably a better buy. But it's up to you. Like I said, Marantz is awesome. Justified Flaw. Just got the Denifrips. Athena. Ooh. But that's fun. I have one of my patrons has an entire Denafreps, very, very nice Denafrep system. Todd T, all Denafreps all the time. He loves it. Every piece of Denafreps I've gotten in, I've really liked. LS50 overhyped and too expensive for what it is. Yeah, that was a lot of that video was hyperbole, but not really, because it was actually what I thought. I just thought it was hilarious that there's so many apologists for that speaker. Like, if you say that speaker, if you criticize it at all, people come out of the woodwork. And that's why I try to do like the ting, 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 ting. Like, I don't have enough power on it. I don't have the right electronics on it. I'm not listening to the right music on it. I don't have it placed correctly. Like, there is no other product that I've ever reviewed, did a video on or anything that has had more apologists than the KEF LS50. I find it fascinating. And I also think that's a good litmus test. When everybody is just apologizing for this thing. And then it's all over the used market. So, what's funny is that speaker kind of gaslit me. Because I saw all the reviews. And I'm not saying the reviewers are wrong, but I just saw all the reviews. I was really early on in getting back hard and heavy into the hobby. I saved up my money. I bought it. Sold a bunch of action figures to buy it. And like, I got it. I was just like, ah. And I'm thinking to myself, well, am I wrong? Is this what high end or mid fi or good fi? Actually, I need to write that down. Good fi. Is this what this is supposed to sound like? And so I thought to myself, I'm wrong. This is supposed to be good. There's a story from another patron, good fi. Story from another one of my patrons who went and listened to a pair of Magnepans. Magnepans, also another very passionate fan base. And he went in with his daughter and they listened to some Magnepans. Wasn't the LRS. Listened to some Magnepans and his daughter goes, are these supposed to sound good? Or something along those lines is like, is this supposed to sound good? Anyway, I always get a kick out of that story. And if you're here, you'll know who I'm talking about. Will do. Oh, thank you. All right. There's a super chat in here somewhere. Wow. We're getting a lot of comments. James Ryan, $5. Thoughts on buying Emotiva Base X A2 for SVS Ultra bookshelves for stereo setup using topping E70 Velvet DAC. All right, Basics A2. That's a 2-channel, nice toroidal transformer in there. Puts out good power. SVS are really not that power hungry at all. I want to say, I think I had something very similar when I had the SVS is in here, the SVS Ultras. I've got a pair in here, actually, somewhere. I think there's one on the floor over there. No, that'd be great. Great pairing. Great pairing, because Emotiva, nice and full on the bottom end and not like harsh at all from an amplifier standpoint. Great combo. Full show. You can look at I can't believe I'm recommending this or even mentioning it, but you can also look at the topping LA90 discrete. But I had some quality hiccups with it. So, but that is one good sounding amp. And I don't know if the E70, I imagine the E70 has balanced outputs, but the LA90 discrete definitely has balanced inputs. Actually, was one of my complaints about it. Very subjective. Yes, everything's subjective for sure. It's like cake or cheeseburgers. Like, a lot of people, like, somebody's going to love Burger King. Somebody's going to love McDonald's. Somebody's going to love Whataburger. Somebody's going to be like, oh my goodness, I can't believe you like Burger King. While other people are going to be like, I can't believe you like Whataburger. So it's all subjective. I think what we really need to come together on is that we all love cheeseburgers. And that's really the important thing. I should just end the live stream right here. on the cheeseburger. Go out on a high note. Bring back tape monitor loops. I love my EQs. I think I would grab it, but I'm tethered to it. I think the Advanced Paris has a tape loop. I could be wrong. I did a side-by-side comparison with the LS50 and KEF R3. I much prefer the R3. Yeah, they look cool. They're just like, first of all, KEF has never sent me anything. So every KEF I've gotten, I've either purchased. This is the only product that I've ever gotten sent in. The R3 looks really cool, and I've heard great things about it. It's just a little bit too much for me to go out and buy a pair just to try it. Maybe they're all over the used market too. There we go. LS50 prevalence in the used market is no indication of quality. It has been a very big seller for a number of years. People and speakers move on. Well, there you go. Storyteller is taking the opposite side. I'm not going to tell you you're wrong. I can only share my experience. But once again, we have a KEF LS50 apologist in the house. Storyteller rhymes. Just kidding. Man, if you like it, you like it. I can see why people could like it. It's not the speaker for me. Doesn't mean it can't be the speaker for you. But come on, man. Go look at any current speaker or maybe previous gen speaker. Look up the Klipsch RP600M. The ELAC debut reference. Go look at any of those. And so Klipsch, I guarantee you, sold more RP600Ms than KEF sold to the LS50. Go check out on the used market. Go check out the Polk R100, R200s. Haven't been out as long as the KEF, but just see how many are on the used market. I'll wait. I'm just kidding, man. I don't want to pick on anybody. What is it called? Call anybody's kid ugly. It's hyperbole. It was good for the channel. That speaker started out the channel. I kind of gave it a poor review. Not really a poor review. Anyway, it's at this point, the LS50 speaker is a character on my channel. It's just a heel. It's a character. I don't like it. I think it's boring, but it's a character. All right, we got another super chat. Oh, a bunch. Nick the Quick, 10 euros. This is for bringing up the Fozzy LC30. Oh, I went and bought one immediately, hoping I'll have the opportunity to use it one day. Yeah, mine's back there. I wish I got the one that had the black background instead of the yellow background. Yellow, not my favorite. I think I'm going to either buy one with the black background when they come back in stock or see if they'll send one to me. Because it is the most useful piece of equipment that I think I have. Somebody got on to me because they were like, we have 330 people in here, and I didn't even post this early. Anyway, somebody got in there. Oh, you're putting something in the chain. You mean to tell me that you review speakers with that? I'm like, yes. I can hear differences. Looking to upgrade from KEF Q350s. Want something that plays well at lower volumes. Running a Peachtree Carina 150 amp. It depends what you like. So there's some speakers that sound really great at low volumes, and usually it's because it almost has its own loudness curve with the way the speaker is set up. What I would rather have you do is keep what you have and then mess around with EQ, put a little U curve on there, and see what they sound like, other than getting another pair of speakers. Because the problem with getting a pair of speakers that sounds really great at low volumes is if you ever do want to turn it up, it's not going to sound good at higher volumes. So play around and see if you can get some electronics with the loudness control on it. But keep what you have. I mean, Weem's got a great EQ in it. You can do it for free, or you can buy a Weem Mini for 70, 80 bucks and then put a little EQ on it. And you can look up, I actually have a video on my favorite EQ curves. That video was an absolute dog out of the gate. And I just looked back on it. It has over 100,000 views at this point. So it was a late bloomer. But thank you, Dan, for the $5, Canadian $5 even. That's like 33 cents in the US. I'm just kidding. I know like you guys are getting hammered with inflation. But that's what I would do, Dan. Play around with the EQ, keep the KEFs. And then if you still want to buy a new pair of speakers, one of the really cool speaker at low volumes is actually the Empyrean Novus, and also the Empyrean the Step Up. Those are really good at low volumes. The Sony SSCS5s good at low volumes. What else is good at low volume? Oh, Polk R100. They're great at low volumes. So, but 350s, you're in the $500-$600 range. I don't know if that's your current budget. I mean, Klipsch RP 600, great low volume speaker. Yeah. Just checked UK eBay, a goodly selection of LS50s. I'm not just here to say anybody's right or wrong. I'm just LS50 again. It's like every time somebody doubles down on it, it makes me double down because they always come in. Like I can absolutely roast any non-KEF LS50 speaker. And most people like don't care. But that is something else, man. I love Maggie's, but they definitely have room for improvement. Other ribbon companies that evolve will eat them alive. Please, Magdapan, learn from the upgrade guys. I've never had them. I want to get a pair of the LRS in. Scott Reisig, $4.99. Would love your opinion on the new Super Dentons. If you can get them in, would love to. Great comparison versus your review of the Lintons. I have the Lintons upstairs. I would love to. I should reach out to them. I'm replete with things to review right now. What? No merch promo? Mug me, LOL. I don't have one on. It's in the dishwasher, actually. I have like only one of my own merch. And they're terrible. This merch company that I'm with is terrible. If I got it like a decent merch and brought stuff in-house, would you all buy merch? I'm thinking about doing like t-shirts, like limited run t-shirts though. So not like just 1,000 t-shirts, but like something really cool and then sell 100 of them at a time. Paradigm's very good at low volumes too. And I don't like aluminum dome is not my like first choice, but Paradigm does make really good low volume speakers. Okay, we got any super chats? Randy Martin, $10. Any insight update on the Weem Ultra? No, but I guess it's like public knowledge. I did email them and they said when it's ready or whatever, they're going to send me one. So, but they didn't give me any time frame and I kind of hinted around at it. So I, no updates. And if there is, I haven't read the email. So I can't give you any info on that one, Randy. I wish I knew, because that would be awesome. LS50s in Nearfield, and they sounded very good, but the Martin Logans were much more refined and clear. Wharfdale Evo 4.2s also outperformed them. Agree. I didn't mention the 4.2s. 4.2s are a little bit fickle about their placement. I can't believe you're listening to 4.2s in Nearfield. Whew, that's a big speaker in Nearfield. But yeah, and especially like I didn't mention this in the video either. We're just literally, I should rename this live stream to like KEF LS50 bashing. That thing has such low sensitivity. I had to crank the Cambridge Evo, the DeLorean. I had to almost crank it full tilt to get those KEFs to wake up. I mean, they say 85 dB. There's no way it's 85 dB because I had the Emotiva, the new XB2s. I had those up as well, and they're 86 dB. So on paper, those should be about And 1 dB, I mean 3 dB, you can start to tell the difference. But 1 dB is marginal. But the amount of difference and where I had to put the volume to get them the same SPL was like very, very different. There's no way they're 85 dB. All right, I got to jump at 130. All right, we still have time. Metallica BGA $4.99. I mostly listen to Metallica. Well, we're brothers, or sister and brother. I have Emotiva Basics and SVS Prime speakers. What speakers are best for Metallica? Anything. It depends on how loud you like to listen. A warm speaker at louder volumes is so much fun because you start to really get that thump in your chest and the guitar riffs. If you don't listen at louder levels, and I would say anything above 80, I would consider to be loud, then you might want a speaker that's a little bit more focused on the top end. I think you're fine with the SVS Primes. It's a great speaker. Very good speaker. Very good. Where's my here we go. I got one right here. Looky at this one. This is a really heavy one too. Oh, this is a remastered. Metallica did a really good job when they bought their own catalog back and re-released stuff, because their initial recordings were terrible. They were just terrible. So there's a bunch more dynamic ranging. If anybody ever runs across one of these, you need to pick it up. So this was actually I think a radio version. So this is not for resale, even though I have it now. But I bought this from one of my patrons, 1981. It was one of the most dynamic, well-recorded, well-pressed, whatever you want to call it, records I've ever heard. Klipsch, I got to disagree. Because if you really get into it, there's going to be, with a Klipsch speaker on Metallica, that upper mid-range, you get fatigued very quickly. So it's fun for about an hour, and then it's not fun. But that's my preference. May not be yours. Whew. $5. Mark Cameron. I wanted to love the KEF LS50, but just gonna poor KEF LS50. We're just piling on. I had a group over to compare them with the Polk R200, half the price, and the Polk one, hands down. Yeah, Polk 200 is a good speaker. Also very punchy. That's a tough comparison because they're so different. But yeah, Polk R200 is very good. Sharky, $4.99. I like the audio engines at low BO. And higher violet lines. Would have liked to see you compare the powered versions to their passive version. Yeah, a lot of people love the audio engine stuff. I don't know if I've ever had anything in from Audio Engine. I know they had a little tiny amp that you could kind of set up at an angle. I remember that thing. Not a huge fan of powered speakers, though. Q Acoustics 5020 Rock. Don't they, though? I just got the 5050s in. They're still in a box. I need to unbox them. Ooh. Maybe I'll do that this afternoon and put those up. I feel like I'm going to be in for a treat because I have the center speaker upstairs, and that's awesome. Although I changed some stuff around, and on my home theater, there's so many wires back there. So I pulled a bunch of stuff out to put another amp in, and I don't know my head from a hole in the ground right now back there. I've got to trace it all back and figure out. And I've even labeled it, but for some reason I couldn't get the center speaker to work. Do Wharfdale 12.2s need to be towed in or no? It depends on your room a lot. It depends on what type of, how close maybe a sidewall is to you. How close the wall is behind you, where you're at compared to the speakers, how far away and stuff. I would just play with it because it's free, right? That speaker when I heard it, didn't particularly strike me as being super fatiguing or anything. So I would leave them where they're at, leave you where you're at, and aim the tweeters directly at your ears. And then I'd play a track. And then I would tow them directly out. So like facing right out into the room. Put yourself back there, listen to the same song at the same level, and then tell. And then you can start moving them in and out. And if there's ever been an expert on speaker placement and towing, it would be Ron over at New Record Day. I would suggest you go over, check out his video. It's called LOTS, Loudspeaker Optimization, something, LOTS. Everything you'd ever need to know about speaker placement. Thanks, as always. Half a cheeseburger for you. Oof, cheeseburger sounds good. I've been doing this intermittent fasting, and I'm by about this time every day, unless I am busy, I just get so hungry. So hungry. I'm not a powered speaker fan either, but the A5s are my poop my pants speaker. Never has there been a higher compliment than when a speaker makes you poop your pants. I'll tell you, I loved the Klipsch, the 9s. Loved those. Such a fun speaker. So I have to kind of walk back. But in general, I've not been a huge fan of powered speakers. Thanks, Randy, for the reply. I'll play around with them. This is the way. Oh, you can't see it. This is the way. I actually put that on the other day for a video. I just missed it. Here we go. What do you think of the DeLorean Evo? Got the original version and love it. You're going to have to wait. Make sure you're subscribed and then you watch. That video is forthcoming. But yeah. It's pretty good. Room can be such a limiting factor. I've tried to get my basement sounding like my living room space, and down there it's tough to hear significant difference between gear. Yeah, it's like you're locked into probably like a fallout shelter, a bunker. It's like you're in the speaker with the speaker in a basement, unless it's like super open or something. But yeah, I bet you've got reflections going on everywhere. So I usually kind of poke fun at room treatment, but in that case, maybe you want some room treatment. Yeah. I miss any super chats? Thanks, Randy, for the reply. I'll play around with them. This is the way. Oh, I already read that one. Oh, man, it keeps popping up. I wanted to nab the new Emotiva speakers, but they weren't available. Yeah, I didn't know them. I should have talked to them before I released the video. But that first run went quickly. Very quickly. They're great. I love them. I knew you'd say that, but I had to ask. Yeah. And room perfect. There you go. You doing okay? You look not so chipper. What are you talking about? I've been like super chipper this whole time. This is probably the most energy I've ever brought to a live stream. Ever. I'm doing great. I was just on a meeting though, so I was filming and editing this morning, and then I had a meeting at 11 that lasted till 12:30 or 12:15, and then I got on here at 12:30. But yeah, doing awesome. Thanks for checking on me though. Derek F 199. Randy, check out. Thank you. Check out the album Steel Heart. Come on now. Steel Harder Heart 30. Steel Heart 30. All right. I will do it. Ordered at Wharfdale Lintons. They come in Friday. Paired with a Marantz 2252. Look you driving? I wanted to call it a moped, but that's a go-kart. Pioneer RT707 reel to reel with a wing sending the signal to my whole house. Wow. I don't know the 2252. Is that vintage? It sounds vintage. Isn't the last two the power rating though? Like the 2235? 52 seems a little bit weird. I was going to say silly. You helped me decide on my ELAC and my SVS. Thanks. Well, thank you. Bearded Wolverine, $10. Thank you. Grab some coffee on me. Ooh, I'm empty. I woke up so early this morning, 4:30. Now, it took me a while to get out of bed, so I don't think I got out of bed until about 5:15. But I ran, I wasn't an entire pot of coffee because I usually only make 4 or 6 cups at a time. But I did a 4-cupper this morning. There's a joke in there. Don't say it. So I did 4 cups this morning, and then I did 6 cups later. So, yeah. So 4:30, I think I'm bringing some enthusiasm, and I've been up for a while at this point. Yes, vintage, 52 watts. There you go. I bet that sounds amazing. Have you listened to new Judas Priest album? I have not. Really good vintage Priest. I'll have to check it out. Sorry, I just got a text. Do you have any interest in testing Deckware amp? Not really. I'm kind of resigned to the fact that I'm not a tube guy, and I don't think I'll ever be a tube guy. They don't do anything for me. Great company though, and I don't even think you can buy one if you want one. So yeah, great company, family run, I think, and stellar reputation, but tube amps are not for me. Have you heard any Zoo stuff? I did. Oh, look at that boxer. I used to have a boxer. His name was Tinkerbell. I cried like a baby when he died. Daniel Caswell, have you heard any Zoo stuff? I have. The Zoo Dirty Weekends a couple years ago at Expona, one of my patrons bought his own pair. So I heard them in a hotel room. Probably not a great judge of sound, but they were very interesting sounding. A lot of bottom end. Any opinion about the Oberon? I think that's what you're saying. Opticons, Oberons. Decepticons? Dolly. Dolly, I'm going to assume you're Oberon 2s. I haven't heard any of the Oberon level. I'd love to, though. Because I like the Spectre 1 and 2s. 3 years out on delivery. Yeah. Are you going to get the Eversolo DMP A8s? I thought I already reviewed that. Or maybe it was one of the other ones. These companies have to change up their model numbers. I had the DMP A6. I can't remember. I don't have it. Oh, maybe I do have it, but I just don't know it. Maybe. Will you review the RSL 10E? Is that the new subwoofer? It may be in the house, in a box. But I do remember I did get an email, and I never responded to the email because I got buried on something else. I'll have to look in the email because they were going to send me one, or they have already sent me one, and it's in a box. It's in the big, the big box. Hey, look at this, Jim from Grapevine. What up, Jimmy Bird? You were here from the beginning. I looked at you for at SWAF on SAT, but I guess you were there on Fry. Yeah, I could only make it. So the irony is, even when a audio show is in my backyard, I can't go to it because when I'm in Chicago or DC or wherever, like I'm there for the show. When it's in Dallas on a weekend and my wife has a conference and the kids are at a school and they have, unfortunately, I could only make it Friday night for about an hour. And then I had I had dinner with Lenny and then dinner with Shelley Labs, saw a few folks, and then I had to come back. And that was the day of my daughter's birthday outing. So I was dead tired because we had been to a water park and we'd also been to kind of like a, I don't know, activity park. And we spent the night in a hotel, and I don't sleep well in a hotel with my family. I sleep great in a hotel on my own. Anyway, I was dead tired, but I was like, I need to go. If I'm going to go, I need to go Friday night. So I went Friday night. Any opinion on the T8? Yeah, great. Great little amp. I don't know about the longevity, but yeah, great little amp for sure. Dali Opticons are more revealing, transparent. Oh, so it is a different line. I've never heard the Opticons. I've never heard the Oberons. So there you go. Hey, look at this. John Scheffler. Sith Audio, overcharging for inferior products for years. You're darn right. Billy Winsock, my boy. 499 quid. 499 pounds. Watching you with a background serving of Jethro Tull. Happy days. Do I have Jethro Tull over here? I think no, that's not it. Oh, I think maybe it's over here. Anyway, do I have 2 copies of Master of Puppets? I just flipped through the second copy of Master of Puppets. Too funny. I think Jethro Tull's in the back. Have you checked out anything from PS Audio? Yes, the Sprout. It was okay. I think grossly overpriced for what it is. Absolutely like bananas overpriced. And I mean, I thought it was okay. I compared it to, I think, a $150 little integrated from China. And the only thing that Sprout had was PhonoStage, but it really well-regarded company. So, yeah, I mean, it's probably fine. It didn't do anything for me though. And I think the reason it didn't do anything for me, and at the time, I think the price was $600. It looked good. It had like a wood top. It was nice looking. That's it. Sound wise, if you're only into performance, if you like the looks and you want to pay the extra price, pay it. But sonically, it didn't do anything. Actually, I think the Sprout version 1 actually had a bump at 80 hertz that they they designed into it. So yeah, PSB Alpha P5s. I think I did that review. I did the P3s. I think I did the P5s way back when. I thought it was good, if I'm remembering correctly. I thought it was overpriced. And I bought that speaker. If I'm thinking about the right speaker, I bought it off of Amazon, and it was an Amazon warehouse. And I remember getting it, and the port was just a cardboard port that was glued onto a plastic flange. Was glued onto a plastic flange. Anyway, it came off of the plastic flange and just fell in. And if I remember correctly, that speaker had pressed in binding post and a pressed in port flange. So it's not like you could get into it. So somehow I was able to fish it and then kind of pull it so it at least seated itself back on the flange to listen to them. But I sent them back. The QC wasn't, they sounded really good. They sounded very similar to the ELAC debut, the first series. So had a bit of a warm, but you could crank them up. Sounded really good, but the QA was not good. And I was kind of glad that it broke because it gave me a reason to send them back because I was buying everything back then. There you go. I have a Sprout 100 and I like it, but agree. It is average, especially for PS audio. Brian, I have the Sprout. It's the best thing ever. You obviously listened to it wrong. Exactly. Um, got a Sprout on Black Friday. Very happy with it. There you go. I mean, I think it's good. I think it's overpriced. But I think most things are overpriced. Randy, I would love for you to start reviewing outdoor speakers. Any chance of that happening? I've reviewed one outdoor speaker, if you can call it a review. It was the Emotivas. They're great. Great. Usually outdoor speakers have a lack of like any bottom end and bass, but the Emotivas I have are great. Ported versus sealed subwoofers. I'm not the best person to comment on this, but I'll just tell you what I like. I like sealed for music. I like ported for movies. That's about it. That's my opinion. I have a sealed 12-inch SVS SB1000 Pro in the living room. I have the big 12-inch RSL ported upstairs. And then I have a variety that are just kind of around that aren't plugged in. But, and I'm the wrong guy to ask. Go to Nemo Propaganda. He's like the subwoofer guru. Go check out what he has to say. I'm the wrong guy to talk to about subs. I'm really the wrong guy to talk to about just about anything. But yeah, he's more of the expert. So sorry. So sorry. I got the yawns. Steve Gutenberg was meh on the Sprout 100 as well. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. A lot of Sprout people in here. Are front height speakers on towers worth it for Atmos if you can't mount on a wall? I think they are. I've tried those. Now, it depends on where your ceiling's at. If you have a lower ceiling, so it's kind of, if you have like 8-foot ceilings, it's awesome. If you have 20-foot ceilings, it's kind of awesome too, because it bounces around a little bit before it gets to your ears. But if you have a good receiver that has decent room correction, it's going to figure all that out on its own. But I know some people think it's a gimmick. I use them upstairs. Now I have just now changed. So I used to use, and it wasn't even an Atmos speaker. It was an old pair of realistic Minimus speakers that I would have on top of my entertainment center, which had like a top above the TV. So I just leaned them up, ran the room correction. It was great. You know, when stuff would come on, it sounded good. And I've tried the ones that lay on top. Actually, I have a pair of A1. I have 2 pairs of the A1s from Emotiva. And I've tried those on top, but then I did end up mounting them right where my ceiling meets the wall. So right up there. But my ceiling upstairs is not nearly as high as it is downstairs. So yeah. Any tips on knocking down sibilance? Better DAC, EQ. So start messing with like 3, 4, 6K, and you can pull it down a little bit. If the recording's sibilant, there's not much you can do. But you can kind of tweak a speaker or electronics. There's some electronics are sibilant. I'm especially thinking about a phono preamp that I listened to that was super sibilant. But yeah, 3 to 6K, you can play with that and you'll bring it down. Anyone know where I can buy CD albums online, even if used? Anyone know where I can buy CD? If I'm reading this right, yes, go to Amazon. Go to eBay. I mean, I buy stuff on eBay. Not as much anymore because like a new CD is like $10 to $20 in 2024. In 1988, a new CD was $13 to $20. CDs have actually gotten cheaper. Like they are the inflation-proof media. I love CDs. I buy them new all the time because they're $10. They used to be $13 when I was a kid. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, there you go. Discogs, eBay, Amazon. Yeah, there's a half price books. I don't know if you have that. They have CDs, but they charge a premium for them now. Does coax out or 3.5 millimeter out matter when using a DAP to a car audio amp? Nah, I don't think so. I mean, you're going to have so much external ambient noise going on if you're actually driving the vehicle. You're legit not going to be able to tell any difference at all. I mean, if you have like 60 or 70 dB road noise going on, you're not going to be able to hear anything. Hold on. Yard sales for CDs. That sounds like an inordinate amount of work to go find CDs. Like, can you imagine driving somewhere to a yard sale in the hope that I'd rather just take the 5 minutes or 2 minutes and go on. Oh, Walmart's a great place for CDs. Walmart is actually like, if you're into physical media, especially Blu-rays and 4K Blu-ray, like Best Buy's getting out of it, right? Walmart's like doubling down on it, which I think is great. So Walmart has a ton of vinyl and really good, what do you call it? Exclusive. I don't know if it's just a gimmick, but they have exclusive records, and I bought them. They sound great. So yeah, Walmart. Have you seen Dune 2 yet? Of course. Went by myself on my birthday. So like at 11 o'clock in the morning, I go to see Dune 2. I like going to movies by myself. It was fantastic. I can't wait to buy it on 4K Blu-ray, 4K Blu-ray, Ultra HD, whatever it is. So absolutely, I saw it. Wonderful. I went to the bathroom once and I came back in, and it was right when the guy was in Goonies. He's like the main like military captain that trained the kid. I went to the bathroom and I came back and like I missed the reunion. I was so mad. I was in the bathroom for like 30 seconds. That movie's so great. Like you have to see every second of it. CDs are nearly free. Every time I go to click on something, it pops up. CDs are nearly free on Discogs. Goodwill stores and Salvation Army, cheap CDs. Yeah, I hate. Like some people in my family go shopping as like a hobby. So they enjoy going on the search. I don't. I like to buy. I like to spend the least amount of time between me and music. Now I will go to a record store and that's kind of like a destination for me. But I'm not searching through Goodwill to find a CD at all. But you can find them very cheap. I think we're going to call it. I appreciate y'all being here. What a wonderful treat. So many awesome people joined. And it was well attended. 340 people in here right now on a Wednesday, just last minute. Have a great rest of the week. Hoping I'm going to have a video out Friday. All right. So no video tomorrow, but Friday there'll be a video, and I'm hoping it will be as entertaining as the one I posted yesterday, which if you haven't seen it, I'm sure you have, that we made all the way through it. That you've seen it. Anyway, it was fun. It was a fun video. Mark, good to see you. All right. Bye-bye. Bye. Love y'all. Thank you so much.